What would happen if you had 10,000 people swarming your comment section with L's plus ratios? Alrighty. I think we're ready. Welcome back, Nationers, to episode 27 of the Realest Podcast. Banner right there. As you guys know, I actually flopped the photos up there because last episode I realized that the photos were actually wrong. Regardless, welcome back to another episode. I do want to take the time to apologize for not posting the last 2 weeks. Had some family stuff kind of happen that I just kind of had to tend to. Regardless, we're back, Nationers. We're back in action. Excited to be here for episode 26 of the Realest Podcast. If you guys are here, comment your favorite food. Comment your favorite food. Why not? Like, I don't know. I'm feeling like a food vibe right now. Maybe your favorite drink, maybe? Because a Prime. If you guys don't know, KSI and Logan Paul dropped a new hydration drink. I'm not drinking it. But they dropped a drink called Prime, which we're going to talk about today. Regardless, maybe change that food if you're typing it right now to your favorite drink. Like, what's your favorite drink? Maybe it's water. Maybe it's Prime. Who knows? Regardless, Nationers, we got a jam-packed episode today. As you guys could tell from the title, Pokimane and JiDion Beef, as well as maybe Ninja in there. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff today. I want to kind of dive deep into a section of this podcast and talk about the Pokimane and JiDion Beef and Ninja Beef and that, like, the whole spectrum of this entire not controversy. It's not really like, I mean, is it a controversy? I don't know. Whatever you want to title it, this beef. I'm going to title it The Beef, okay? Maybe you do comment on your favorite food as well. But regardless, it's pretty interesting because what would happen if you had 10,000 people swarming your comment section with L's plus ratios? L's plus ratio. Like, it doesn't, like, to me, it doesn't really mean anything. But regardless, well, lucky for you, if that hasn't happened to you, it's happened to Pokimane. It's happened to Pokimane. So if you have any discretion on and want any foresight on what that might look like, I would ask Pokimane if you're in close contact with her. Yeah. But I do want to talk about it because this is kind of where the beef starts. So JiDion, who is kind of on the up-and-coming Twitch streamer, YouTuber, I've never watched his content. I don't really care to watch his content even after this. Regardless, here's where the story starts. I kind of wrote a little synopsis here. So JiDion, on a live stream last week, where he was talking to his viewers on Twitch, because he was streaming on Twitch, I've seen the clip of him say this, about how there are things that Pokimane fans, or people who simp for Pokimane, aren't aware of, okay? This includes, she has a boyfriend. Let's say she's having fun each night with this so-called boyfriend every night. And the obvious, that nobody's going to be her boyfriend. So they're kind of along the lines of this boyfriend relationship thing. I'm sure there was probably more said, but the gist of it, that's kind of what sparked a lot of this. Yeah. But not to mention, this is kind of like the tip of the iceberg of this beef. Because honestly, there's so much happening. I wrote like 3 paragraphs for this. But yeah. So I don't know what the timeline is on it, but I'm pretty sure right after, or maybe a stream after, like the day later, he then sent all 10,000. I don't know what the number is. I'm going to say 10,000 because I think he's big enough to have 10,000. If it's not 10,000, I'm sorry. Regardless, he sends all his viewers over to Pokimane's stream and tells them to spam L's plus ratios. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like Twitter slang, internet slang for, what did I put here? You suck, great day in my eyes, it's like, ha-ha. It's like a ha-ha. If you've ever played Fortnite, is there a car outside? There is. Oh my gosh. It sounded so, like I went like this and there was a car that just started outside. Regardless, L's plus ratios to me, this is how my interpretation of it, because it's just dumb. It doesn't really fucking matter. The meaning just kind of means, like, in Fortnite, when you'd like take the L, when you like die and like somebody kills you in the game, and then they're like, it's like, take the, oh my God, like, does it really mean anything? Like, yeah, it infuriates you, but probably like this infuriates you less because it doesn't really mean anything. I could type dub plus ratio and it wouldn't mean the same thing. I'd probably take that a little bit more to heart. Regardless, but you could probably imagine what 10,000 people saying this could feel. You know, it might feel a little bit personal. In short, this resulted in JiDion getting a suspension, which then he appealed, but then they realized, no, you're just going to get banned. You're going to get permanently banned. And many of his fans are wondering, like, oh, where's his only platform? He also has a YouTube, I heard. I thought he was a YouTuber, unless he's a YouTuber that just streams on Twitch as well, like myself. But I don't really know how to say it. Like, cool, like, congrats. You did something and then got banned. That's pretty much my take on his portion. I mean, I don't really see the necessary need to do that. Doesn't really make any sense. Two, it's probably not the most egregious act of kindness in the world. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to really take that because I don't know where his head's at, honestly. Regardless, but here's where Ninja comes into the picture, right? So Ninja, who you guys may know, if you don't know, he's Mr. Cotton Candy, blue, purple hair. Regardless, Ninja comes in, Mr. Fortnite guy. He comes in, and a few days before the stream, before the ban, the purge of JiDion, JiDion had came over to Ninja's stream and gifted him some subs. And when you give subs, you know, it, like the name is tied to the name, so you know it's JiDion. And regardless, he was talking about like doing this act or something of that. And he's like, if you're going to do that to these bitches and whatnot, it's just like a whole thing. And basically, like how he phrased it within the sentence made it seem like he was calling Pokimane a bitch, which in my eyes, I think he was, but he was also backtracking to say that, like, it was like two sentences in my mind, how it sounded. It was like two sentences, like, put into one, but it was like two different thoughts. It was like, I'm talking about this general thing, but then I just, like, conflated, like, everyone else into that general thing, aka the bitch part. And so the unfortunate part for Ninja, that is that Pokimane then responded pretty much like right after the JiDion stuff had happened, because it kind of, that's where the storyline kind of ended up. Pokimane had responded to it and basically broke down what I just said. It's like, okay, I don't know if he was calling me a bitch, but regardless, it did sound like it, blah, 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 okay? And not to mean blah, 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 see this thing, like I'm saying blah, blah, blah because it's not what she actually said, and I'm not like saying that that's what I heard out of her mouth. That's like the bitch part, right? That's when Ninja said the bitch part. It was like two ideas conflated. It's blah, 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 because it's basically just what I just said. That's why. So hopefully you guys could get a little bit of understanding of what that bitch part meant. I know I've said this like word so many times. If your parents are nearby, I apologize. Regardless, this is where Ninja kind of gets into a little bit more trouble because his manager, Jessica Blevins, a.k.a. Ninja's wife and manager, like I already said, then goes after Pokimane on Twitter, threatening to charge her with defamation of character. And to that, bruh, like why? Like defamation of character is not, it's not like a super hard thing to do if it's actually true, you know? Like if I were to be like, my ex-girlfriend is blank, and it obviously is not really aligned to who she is, aka either my personality or like my personal opinion on my ex-girlfriend, right? It's not who she is. It's just either A, how she made me feel, blah, 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 or two, maybe it is how she is. But if it's not, that's where the, like, that character part comes in, you know? And I know there's like different things like libel, which is more like in the press. It's like a certain area. It's like libel and something else. It's usually when it's a defamation of character, but like written. It's like I wrote it in like a news article saying that like Jared Hathaway, you know, like, I don't know, ran over a person while intoxicated. Henry Ruggs, goodness sakes. But like if I didn't do that, then what the fuck? You know, like what's going on? What's going on here? So that's kind of that's like an interesting introspection of that. Regardless, that's kind of where the story brings us to. I haven't heard anything new about it. I mean, I've seen Pokimane stream pretty much the same game she's been streaming, but to less people, and I don't know if it's just because of the day. I don't know how this affects Pokimane's image. I don't know how this affects JiDion's image. I don't know how this affects Ninja's image. I really don't know. You know, we've seen beef before, but it's usually people that just casually start beef. You know, it's people who are typically just like in that area of beef. Like, oh, you want beef? Let's go. You know, this kind of seems like collateral damage as well as just kind of like unprecedented. Like, I kind of see the JiDion side of it, but then like the Ninja kind of thrown inside of it. It just like doesn't make it doesn't make the world spin as it should in a way. And again, I don't know how this transpired into what it is. I don't know why it's gone as far as it has, and I don't know how this looks in the future. And I think the unfortunate part of it all is that I don't know if we're going to know, you know? Like, it's basically like if you see one of your favorite YouTubers or favorite influencers. I'm going to say YouTubers because fuck influencers. Regardless, that idea of like an image. It's an image. It's how you perceive them. You know, everyone wants like a good image if that's the thing that you're wanting, right? If you want a good image, you're going to try and create a good image for yourself. But then maybe like there's something that you deem is not good, and then now you're seeing your influencer do that thing that you deem is not good, right? The defamation of character in your own eyes. So, yeah. I mean, it's something that, I don't know. We've never really seen in this light. And I don't know if we're going to see it again. I hope not, right? But definitely let me know what you guys think on this topic because it is truly interesting. I know a lot of gamers maybe know Ninja. I know JiDion's on the rise. I know Pokimane's one of the biggest, if not, I'm pretty sure she is the biggest female streamer on Twitch, as she is in the top 10, the only female in the top 10 most followed. So I would imagine that those two correspond pretty well. But regardless, that's a very interesting topic. Just wanted to take a segment because it's important, you know, to kind of understand what these things look like. You know, we can kind of analyze them, but I also want to give my input on this because this is the Realest Podcast, you know? And I want to give my thoughts on these topics because they pertain to me. I am a content creator. You know, if somebody came at me spamming my comment section with L's plus ratios and there was this whole thing on Twitch like that transpired just as it is, I would, you know, I'd want to have my input out there. And that's kind of just the way that the world spins, you know? If I'm just like a random person that just like talks about football, I don't know. I just finished up the Packers 49ers game. Rest in peace to Packers. Rest in peace to Titans. Number 1 seeds go down to the worst seed that passed it through the first round. It is what it is. It is what it is. Regardless, Nationers, it's a pretty interesting topic to say the least. And again, don't want to harp on it too long, but it is important to talk about regardless if you're a consumer or a content creator. That's really it. Regardless, again, Logan Paul, KSI, two of the internet's biggest stars in the UK and US have joined forces. Recently, they announced they were going to announce a fight, what looked like to be a fight. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be an NFT because we know if you've been watching Logan, he talks a lot about NFTs. If you don't watch Logan, he talks a lot about NFTs. And then KSI is also pretty big within that world. He likes his cryptos. He likes that stuff. So I could imagine that's where the NFT space came in, but it didn't. They had kind of joked about it, blah, blah, blah. And then, lo and behold, they actually dropped a hydration drink, which is, in my eyes, I think really good. I think really good move for them. I will say I think for a lot of people, it was like, huh? Like, it just didn't make any sense, you know? I think them being both athletes, but them not, like, being athletes. They're both very athletic people, but they're both not, like, hardcore athletes. You know, it's not like that's what they do for a living, if that makes sense. Regardless on how much they train, regardless on how much they've done. It's not their livelihood. They're still making content. They're still making videos. You know, they're not like a NFL athlete, you know? That's not them. They're not a football athlete. Football, soccer athlete. You know, it's not what they do. for a living. I could see where that like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi dropping an NFT and it'd probably be like, what the frick? Like, what's going on here? Regardless, two of the biggest stars on the internet, on YouTube that is, and probably the internet as well, have joined forces to create a drink called Prime. Me and my sister actually went to Walmart and a few other stores after that. Walmart, Target, Safeway, as well as Fred Meyer's to go look for some of them over the past 2 weeks, and they're not there quite yet. If you don't know, in Washington, a lot of our stuff comes through the shipping ports if it's from the west. If it's from anywhere east or south, south's probably worse, but if it's anywhere, well, east is also probably sucky too. Regardless, we have a lot of mountains around here, and when things get really snowy, it gets really bad, so we typically always have like a very low stock of like everything. Like I'll look at the shelves, and there's like nothing on the shelf. So it just kind of sucks, you know, because I'm like, it might just be more delayed because of that, and things are catching up, and yeah, I really wanted to because I knew I was recording this later into the night, and hopefully that I was able to find some, but we did not. We didn't find any, and that's a little unfortunate. But I can't do anything about that. I just got to keep waiting. I found a Twitter thing that, and I shared it with my sister. Like, it was coming to Kroger, which is Fred Meyer's here, in the next 2 weeks, and I think that was last week, so it should be here next week before I head out to LA. But if it's not here by then I'm gonna have to try it in LA. But, yeah, I'm going to be in LA area, going to be filming a video or two there. And I'm also going to be competing in my 4th Spartan race. It's kind of interesting because this is my 4th. And I've taken this very, very seriously over the past month. I canceled my gym membership. I know that kind of doesn't seem like I'm taking it seriously, but on Christmas Day, I got a barbell. So I've been weight training. I've been buying weights. I got like 2 45 pounds. I got 2 25-pound things, because those are always good when you stack them. Like 25 is good for itself, and then 45s are good for itself, and then combining those when I'm doing like squats or deadlifts, those are always really good. I don't have a rack, so it's a little hard to do the 45 squats. Like I could do the squats, but it's hard to get. I have to like lift it up and then put it up and then like bring it back down, and then getting it back over, I can't. So I then just have to crawl under the bar and hope that it doesn't make a loud sound. Regardless, we're working on the process of it. And, yeah, I've been training on the treadmill. And, yeah, it's just been overall a great time. Like, it's been a great time. I'll probably even, like, run on the treadmill not too long after this podcast, after I edit it and whatnot. And then basically just, like, take a shower and then just chill for the rest of the night. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back on. It's kind of been shite for the past few days. And, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of just because a lot of the stuff that's been going on. But speaking of NFT, the Nelk Boys, who you may know, if you don't know the Nelk Boys, they kind of do prank-style stuff, and they make a lot of content within, like, that stream, like, more college-based students, college-based students, athletes, college-based people, audience. And, like, the Full Send, you might know their brand, the Full Send, but they recently made a NFT, and they just dropped it. And let me tell you, the Nelk Boys made $23 million in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. $23 million in 10 minutes. I mean, that's pretty low for the amount of money that they make from just like their merch sales. They make a lot through their merch sales just because they do sell out a lot of merch. But the one thing is they netted $23 million in 10 minutes by people minting an NFT, which they call the Metacard. And it basically means there's 10,000 of them. And what that means is if you are a holder, an owner of a Metacard NFT, the Full Send Metacard, you're able to kind of like be exclusive. It's like an exclusive membership, essentially. That's basically what it means. It just so happens that this is at a higher worth and a higher price gate. And that's basically what it means. Honestly, and it's incredible because I watched the I watched the Full Send podcast with Gary V, who many of you might know. If you don't know, he talks a lot about NFT stuff as well as other things in life, business stuff, entrepreneurial things. And he mentioned he's starting an NFT called like a Fishing Boy NFT or like an outdoor NFT, where if you are a part of these things, you're able to come to you're able to get stuff at exclusive events, whether that be like a PGA tour, whether that be like an event at like a warehouse. And yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, though it is limited, you're able to still buy them off people. But if people aren't willing to sell, that's tough. That's tough. And especially, I think it has its ups and downs with that, regardless of price. Because if you're wanting to buy one, you're either going to have to market super high, and then you're going to lose money on it. And that's why they netted $23 million in 10 minutes. So yeah. And especially with the metaverse stuff coming out, like it's interesting. Like Dana White, he mentioned that he's going to try and do a UFC fight within the metaverse somehow. There was like an NBA game within the metaverse. It was super weird. I mean, it was super sketchy because like, you know, like if you've ever seen anything VFX, like when they're trying to like mocap stuff and how they look super weird. It was like, hey, I see Nikola Jokic, I see Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, but like they try and outline them like in real time. And like you get like blobs, especially when they're passing past each other and they get like connecting parts between them because they're trying to separate the two bodies. And it's not perfect, you know, it's not perfect, but it is a sight to see regardless. But I'd love to hear what you guys think on NFTs and the metaverse and how might they be involved within our future. I know VR has been pretty big, especially for Christmas, and just everything that kind of involves these VR stuff and these things that are in the digital world. You know, it's interesting because me and my dad were talking about CDs, and he was like, is there a way to get CD stuff into the digital, like files? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a way. But like, think about it. It's just like a CD is a physical item, but now it's digital because it's now a file. And that's no different than just like living our normal life, but then like going to an NBA game, but then actually putting on some VR headsets. And now we're in the digital NBA arena. And that's interesting. It's super interesting. And I really, really enjoy what that thought process looks like, you know, and what that might look like in the future. But again, would love to hear from you guys. And I'm excited. I'm excited, but also iffy about it. I don't think it's quite time yet. But let me know if you guys agree. While I'm also in LA, I also mentioned that I was going to be down there shooting a video. I am actually, I just got a memory from Olympia in 2018. Oh my gosh, dude, my life from 2018, that was 3 years ago, essentially, based on this event. But yeah, October of like 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, dude, I wasn't even, was that? Oh my gosh. Wow. I just got a memory on my phone from a memory like 3 years ago. I remember that lady, that woman that I was taking a photo with. But yeah, regardless, Nationers, I do want to share a video idea that I've been working on. And, while I'm in LA, I'm definitely hoping to get it done. Colin and Samir, they have been one of the fastest growing content creator economy channels in the past year. They're currently under 600,000 subscribers. And let me say, I have a surprise for them. So if you're watching this video and your name is Colin and or Samir, I don't actually have the books here, but I have these custom-made books for you. And if you want them, check your DMs on Instagram from I'm the Real Jared. Samir, I know we've DM'd. Also, on your second account, I know we've DM'd, and I know you've seen my message. I will say, Colin, I'm going to be reaching out to you, but check your DMs right now because you may have a DM, and I have a surprise for you. And yeah, I've been working on some video stuff for them. I'm not going to say what because you guys I don't want to spoil the video. So in short, I created these custom books for them, Colin and Samir. The only issue is I have no idea where their office is, and I plan on hand delivering them while I'm down in LA, Santa Monica area. So yeah. And I kind of need that for the video, but my hope is not done. I'm excited to get that all started, and hopefully I'm able to find out where they are. But check your DMs. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, yeah, to wrap up the podcast, thank you guys. Also, if you have any information on their location or office in LA/Santa Monica area, I looked at their LinkedIn. I've looked at like photos from their videos, and I can't seem to quite find it. Please let me know. Please let me know. I desperately need this for a video, and I hope that I'm able to find their offices before I'm down there. Regardless, to wrap up the podcast, I know it's a little bit shorter, and maybe I just like these shorter stuff. I like just telling you guys my thoughts, my processes on these ideas and everything going on in more shorter format. You know, I don't like the dead sound. I just like talking. It's just like a stream for me. Like I've been live streaming on Twitch for like the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, pretty consistently. And yeah, I mean, all you guys' comments on there on the streams have been super, super positive, and they've just kept me going, even when I haven't put out a video because of family stuff, and as well as just having to deal with, you know, plans falling through. It just happens, you know, and you guys have kept me going, but the streams have been great. So if you guys want to go check that out, I'm going to leave a link in the description, but also check it out at TheRealJoru, Joru. I'm going to be changing my name on there to I'm The Real Jared. But regardless, you guys are freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you to all of our audio listeners, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one. 07. Peace. Peace.